Hi, I'm going to talk to you about our strategy to win a fair, just, and green public transport in two main African cities, particularly in the new bus rapid transit system. I'm also going to share with you about the challenges and lessons learned. BRT systems are promoted by the World Bank and governments around the world to ease congestion and also reduce on emissions. But they do not, most times and in most cases, consider labor issues. This has caused a bit of tension, actually a lot of tension and challenges on the dominant theory of a win-win intervention BRT is. Yes, they are winners, but they are also losers. Of course, we support the improvement of and expansion of public transport. But this must be done with decent work and just transition for transport workers, especially in Africa. Public transport reforms and environments must be key in delivering justice for workers. My union, Amalgamated Transport and General Workers Union, works with unions in Nairobi and Dhaka, the two cities that BRT is planned for. We as a union have a strategy called a mentor union, because my union has had experience in working with informal workers of borders and taxi drivers in Uganda. We use this approach to share knowledge and share experience with other workers in Dhaka and Nairobi. So, what are we exactly doing? We are organizing, we are communicating, we are campaigning, and developing policy. Our goals are to strengthen the voice of the workers in the development of the proposed BRT system and to negotiate the transition from informal to formal work. We are targeting national and local governments, the World Bank, the transport agencies. We are making very good demands around the formalization of BRT, and we think that unions can really use these for negotiations. One of our strategies has been to develop what we call labor impact assessments, which we've done in Nairobi and in Dhaka. We worked with Global Labor Institute, who have been partnering with us, and local unions and the academics in understanding the conditions of workers and the concerns they have about BRT. To gather this information, union activists work in collaborations with academics and researchers. They are normally trained for about 2 days. And in Nairobi, for example, we had about 600 interviews conducted with workers using focus group discussions and in-depth interviews. One of the key lessons we've learned was that the importance of using participatory research in giving essential data about workers. Using workers to build trust among themselves, build knowledge, and be able to be activists from a point of knowledge, especially the point of understanding the issues of informal workers. And this is very good because it brings together academics and labor, which has not been the case, and we use these findings from the research to take action. We did a lot of public launches and organized with partners, and the result has been a very good public response. In Dhaka, for example, the transport agency for BRT settled has come up to rebuttal our report and is now looking for engagement with the unions. The work we've done locally is strengthened by the ITF strategy and highlights the problems the BRT approach has on implementation. This fits very well in the just transition framework. And we think we are building workers' voice and building women's voice and participation and increasing the visibility of women in transport, especially the informal transport arena. We want to increase women's participation in public transport. Women must shape the public transport system, and this is critical to us. This will include articulating their issues, women's issues like access to sanitation, and incorporating them into union demands and negotiating strategy. Too often, gender perspectives are missing from the narrative on public transport, and there is a need to change this narrative. For this, women as passengers, women as workers need to be at the center of the just transition. Therefore, we can all benefit as men and women. On the ongoing challenges around recognition of unions as stakeholders, making formalization from formal to formal is key in both cities, and the commitment from the authorities to involve workers as stakeholders, including unions and informal workers associations, is key. But this cannot happen without deliberate actions. Of course, COVID-19 has opened a lot of challenges, and we are pushing for an active, effective response. One of the challenges is having regular and constant, meaningful negotiations with the unions. We are sharing this strategy with Nairobi, with our affiliates in Africa, and we think that the worker-led formalization is the way to go. We have developed 8 key worker-led formalization demands that we think are critical. We are also building alliances with organizations like Flown Initiative in Kenya, WIGO, AVS in Nairobi and in Uganda. We are shaping a new narrative around just transition for public transport workers, especially informal workers in Africa. Thank you very much for listening.